Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mang, and this is the Destiny Alpha that is currently in progress on the PS4 right now. This is going on for a limited time until the beta opens up next month, I believe, sometime. And so I got into this. I think they want people to think it's limited access, but I don't know how limited it is. I signed up for it, I got in, and I had the game pre-ordered on Amazon, and they also sent me a code, which I handed out on Twitter, so I don't know. But I've been playing this a little bit, so I thought I would give some impressions for those that do not have a PS4, can't get a hold of it, and are interested in the game. So, first things first, we're going to just head right into it so I can start shooting stuff while I talk about it. There's the tower here, which I won't go to in this video, but this is where you go to kind of buy new equipment and pick up bounties, which are like extra little challenges that you can do while you're, doing quests or whatever. And, you can kind of see other people there and stuff like that. It's the social place. Earth here is where you do all the kind of PvE stuff, and the Crucible is where you do kind of PvP stuff. I have not done the Crucible, I don't have much interest in that. And so for the Alpha, which the level cap is 8, I believe, which is what I'm at, they give you one story mission, a level 3 story mission. They give you this level 4 Explore, and then they give you a Strike, which is basically like a dungeon. It's like a single plot line that's designed to be done with other players. A dungeon is the best analog. So we're just going to do the Explore, which is basically just you get the area that they give in the alpha, you run around, and you pick up just side quest after side quest. And there's no real story behind it. You just do it over and over. It's an unlimited amount of little side quests. And, this is the most of the content of what we have in the alpha. Alright. So, first thing is the loading times for the alpha on the PS4. To quote James Rolfe, load of shit. You can go dump your ass in the time it takes to load this game. I don't know if it's just alpha optimization or what, but yeah, it takes a surprising amount of time. I don't know. I hope they boost that up. But alright, when I first started playing the Destiny Alpha, I was like, holy shit, this is like the future of FPS. That's what I thought going right in. At this point of where I'm playing, I'm not so certain. And I'll go into my thoughts, but bottom line is this is an alpha, of which we have about 5% of the content that's probably going to be in the full game. So it's really too early to tell. I mean, obviously the main structure of the game is not going to change by September, but the content access of what we have is limiting. So here you can see is just another player running around in Explore mode. And if we fire up our little nav thing here, we see that these are these little quest beacons we can go to. There's one right by me. There's one I can go to over here. We can summon a vehicle, which we can ride around in. Give ourselves a little boost, like so. And hop off of. And where was it? Yeah. Okay. So, what do I like about the game?
Archives hunger for data, Guardians. Sending you an encrypted message.
I like the graphics. I like the graphics a lot. They're not mind-blowing or anything. This isn't, the next step in graphics. Definitely not, but for what they've got going on here, it's a very pretty looking first-person shooter. I like the environments. At least, so far, again, we have very limited environments to go off of, but, just this is old Russia apparently. So you got the snow, but you've got the green trees, you've got these kind of decrepit looking structures, and then these grand looking things that are kind of decayed. You've got, you know, the skies, and at one point we'll see you can see cliffs and mountains off in the distance, and we've got some water here. You know, it's very nice. I like all of that so far. I like the gunplay quite a bit. It's very solid feeling. I like it more than Halo's. I haven't tried... I don't think I've tried... Maybe I have tried all the weapons in the alpha. I think I have. Right now, there's the automatic rifle, which is what I'm using right now. There's a burst action rifle. There's a semi-auto rifle. There's a shotgun. There's like a pulse rifle, which fires like this electrical burst after you charge it up for a few seconds. There's sniper rifles. And then there's like a machine gun, which I have here, which holds a lot more rounds in a clip, as you can see, and so you can just kind of unload with this thing. It's pretty sweet. No doubt about it. Now, I'm level 8. These are some pretty sweet guns I have, so I'm definitely going to be mowing down everything I come across. I like the loot system. It's better than Borderlands, in my opinion. If I can show you here, here I am, level 8. I got a defense of 122. My armor does not match colors, but as I understand it in the full game, we'll be able to kind of dye our armor however we wish. Here you can see my guns, and so the auto rifle lists the attack, but it lists its impact, range, stability, reload, rate of fire, magazine, all the stuff you need to know. And then your weapons can also, any of your equipment can also get upgrades. So the more you use it, it will get additional upgrades. This one is pretty basic, just increases the weapon's attack. But we can also get a red dot, OAS, and ORES. So those are going to change around the stats a little bit. Armor gives us... well, basic armor just gives you defense, but then the green armor gives you stat boost, strength plus 10, intellect plus 6, and then they too will also have this upgrade. So this one, causing damage with a grenade, reduces your melee cooldown. So it's just kind of cool little stuff like that. Now the stats themselves are not crazy important. Intellect just reduces the cooldown of our supercharge ability. Discipline reduces the cooldown of our grenades. And strength reduces cooldown of our Storm Fist melee ability. And then if we go into our class abilities, there's no real choice as far as I understand it. There's pretty much just... go down the line, which is a little disappointing. I don't know if that will change or what, but we started with these two. We got flashbang grenades, and we have this double jump lift ability. Then we unlocked our supercharge ability, which is Fist of Havoc. Then we got Storm Fist, which just boosts our melee attack. Titan Codex 1, which increases our toughness. Headstrong, blah, blah, blah. Titan Codex 4, which was kind of a jump from 1. And then... I don't really know how this... So far, I've just unlocked these straight down the line, and I don't know if I'm going to unlock these, since I am at max level, so I don't know about that. But, yeah, I haven't tried the other two classes, the Hunter and the Warlock. I've only played the Titans, so I can't really say... I've heard that from other people that your class doesn't really mean that much right now, which is unfortunate, but... because any class can use any gun, so... the supercharge ability for the Titan... Actually, hold on, let me...
right.
Yeah,
I'll
so that was,
notify
I
the
completed the mission. So I got 375 XP there, which I can't gain anymore, so whatever. And then, once that's done, you pretty much just fire up your little nav unit, and it will lead you to another little side mission, and that's it. And it never ends in explore mode, so it just keeps going. You just keep getting XP. Alright, so other people and the whole MMO aspects. Let's talk about that, because that is something that I'm not terribly impressed with. When I first heard about this game, I assume other people shared this thought line. I don't know if they did or not, but I assumed it would be like an actual MMO, in the sense that you'd have this wide open world, and there would just be other people running around, and there'd be public things, and you'd be doing your quests, and you'd see other people, you know, just shooting, you know, big crazy stuff going on. So far, it's not like that. Again, this is the alpha. I cannot say for certain. I'm just going to tell you how it is in the alpha. How it is in the alpha is similar to Guild Wars 1, for those that were familiar with that. It's not exactly like that, but kind of. It's definitely closer to that than a traditional MMO. Basically, when I went into the Explore thing and I clicked on that and I launched and I came down here, I went into an instance. As in a version of this environment that I can share with 5 other people. Random
This is
people.
the Future War Cult, requesting help from anyone in this area.
And I don't know how it specifically works. I don't know if it just locks it in with 6 different people and that's how it is, or there's just a cap of 6 people, and so if people leave, another person could come in. But I'm pretty certain that you're only going to find over 5 other people running around this place with you. Ever. And so when you do the strike thing, you'll go in, like, it'll pair you up with 2 other people. You'll be in like this dungeon thing with 2 other people. But then 3 other people might also be running around the area. But they all show up as blue dots on your mini-map. So unless you remember the name of the people that's in your group, it can be kind of confusing who you're supposed to actually be with. I don't know how that works. But the bottom line is, it's not, at least so far, it's not a big open world that you run around and you see 100 other people. Now, part of me thinks that's probably for the best. As in, if the world is not big enough, you have, you know, a dozen people just tearing through places. But if the world is too big, then nobody ever sees each other. And so I feel like I need to just kind of die down on the idea of an MMO, a first-person MMO, and think of it more closer to Borderlands. And this would be a game that I would probably never play on my own, whereas I would play an MMO on my own. If you treat it like Borderlands, you get a few friends with you, and you just go through the game, and you're going through the missions, and you're exploring and killing shit and having fun. That's great. But if I'm playing on my own, it's just kind of like, okay, it's kind of like a new Halo, and there's other random people running around occasionally, but so yeah.
Towers updated.
I don't know. It's a mixed thing, and still, it's an alpha. I cannot say for certain. I'm definitely still intrigued by the whole system, and I'm definitely gonna get the game when it comes out. But yeah, it's not what my first thought of the game was. It's different than that. The other thing is difficulty. It's kind of a weird system because it has aspects of an MMO, or I guess Borderlands. It just feels different than Borderlands because Borderlands is very structured. I guess. I don't know, it's strange. It's very dependent on your level and your loot. Much like how, you know, an RPG would be. And so I did the strike the other night, the dungeon, and I went in, I think at level 6. Maybe I was 7, but I did not have the greatest guns. And really, all you need is a good primary gun, because you're going to use it 95% of the time. And so my primary gun was not up to snuff. And I think the other 2 people I was with, their guns were not great either. And so it took us about an hour and a half to get through the dungeon. The strike. It took a long time, and I was getting really sick of it. But the other 2 were not leaving, and I was like, fine, I won't leave. And so I feel like it kind of soured my opinion on it because it was so tedious.
Rebuild a golden age without them.
The actual strike was interesting. We went through the area, you're fighting enemies the whole way through, they're pretty tough, and then you get to, like, boss sections. Like, one of the the first one, I think, was just a bunch of waves of difficult enemies, and, you know, shit's just flying all over the place, guns are constantly going off, and, really intense shit. Okay, this could be interesting. This isn't something I've done before. Fallen Walker.
This could be good.
Alright, this is not something I've done before, so I'm very curious. There you go. See, I mean, that's cool, I guess. The only problem is I wish there were, like, 20 other people here. But maybe there will be in the full game. I cannot say for certain. Ah! This perfectly helps my point. Yeah, this guy right here appears in the strike. This Devil Walker. And he is very difficult. Or at least it was for us. Because our gear was shit. I died in the middle of my supercharged move. Yeah, this tank thing, you have to keep shooting its legs, and then it will go down and expose, like, this secret spot that you can really do a lot of damage at. And we died so many times fighting this thing, it was ridiculous. And we finally beat it, but it didn't feel like a great accomplishment when we did. This guy's probably going to go down sooner than that.
That is.
But the point is, now that I've upgraded all my guns and I'm max level and stuff, pretty much most things are just a joke. And so there's this big kind of, you know, disparity between having shit gear and good gear. I don't know how I really feel about that. I guess that's how they intend it to be. You know, it is an RPG and all that. It's all, I think they said that they want you to get to max level pretty quickly, and gear is really what makes the difference between, you know, power sets. And so there you go, that thing's down now. I mean, that was so much easier than when
Great work.
I did it on the strike. And so we got gold tier achieved, and I'm sure experience and money, and there might even be loot down here now that I think this is some loot, right? No loot, maybe? I guess there could be no loot. I did get loot on the strike when I killed the thing. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, bottom line is it's an alpha. I can't really say too much about it. My only question is, did they release this alpha to actually get feedback on it, or to just hype it up as much as possible? Because I feel like they want this to be a gigantic property. They've talked about how they want like 4 games over a 10-year period, and they wanted like 1 million beta invites to go out. Like, they want this to be huge. And so I feel like the alpha is just the start of that. 5% of your game to test is very little. I cannot make much of an opinion on the game. Can I supply feedback about it? Maybe. I mean, the game feels very polished. It's, what, 3 months away from release? I don't know how much they're looking to change. Like, the other 90-95% of content that we're not allowed to access, I don't know. The beta will probably provide us with more content, I would assume. But I really feel like the beta is purely a marketing thing. Like, they're going to put a level gate on it, they're going to put a content gate on it, and they're going to have everybody, the pre-orders, you know, anybody that's interested in the game is going to get the beta invite, and they're just going to be like, look at this, you like this, you want to play the rest of it, buy the game. And so I'm tempted to say the alpha is the same thing. I was probably going to buy the game anyways, so I can't say that this cemented my decision. It did not dissuade me, though. So I guess that's the best thing that I can say about the alpha so far, is it did not dissuade me from my pre-order. I'll let my footage and my commentary here be the best judge for anybody watching to decide if they're interested. I did get to max level, and I did put a bit of time into this, which probably speaks for itself, considering that I also have, you know, WildStar to play right now, Watch Dogs to play right now. You know, I have other stuff I could be playing, but I did choose to play the Destiny Alpha and get to max level. So, that's probably a good thing. I also did not get to play this with any friends over voice chat or anything like that, and that generally makes any game better, especially a game that's designed for it, which I feel like this is, much like Borderlands. And I think the description of Halo meets Borderlands is pretty apt. It's like a serious version of Borderlands, but I think it also expands on that as well. Borderlands is just, you know, you and some friends that are going through this story, going through this world, and you pick up side quests, and, you know, it's basically a first-person shooter RPG. This tries to add in these MMO concepts. And I think it will potentially be better for it. If you take that public thing that just happened, that was completely random. Like, literally, I've been through this. I've spent, like, 45 minutes in this Explore thing. I never saw that before. And if you take that, but you have, you know, a dozen people running around in the area, and if you have... I'd like to see world PvP. I don't know if that's a thing or if that's gonna be a thing. As far as I know, the Crucible is the only way to do PvP in the alpha. Everybody you meet is friendly. So maybe if they have factions and stuff, and so there's public quests, and you're trying to do that and take out this walker, but you got, you know, 3 enemy characters that are coming over the hill, and so, you know, you're shouting at your friends to, you know, get over there and take, you know, like, that could be really cool. So that's where I'm hoping it would go. And again, that's what I'm hoping. That was what I was hoping for when I was first announced. The alpha does not really prove or, you know, deny that that's possible or that's what's going to happen. So again, it's just too early to say. That's all I can really say. Yeah. I like what I see so far. And I will be playing the beta once it comes out, so I'll probably put out another video, updated impressions from the beta, and then once the game actually comes out, there will probably be some more videos. So I think that about wraps it up for this this discussion and showcasing. So, yep, that is the Destiny Alpha on the PlayStation 4. Let me know what you think. If I'm stupid, if I'm right in my assumptions and whatnot, just let me know. Let me know. So, my name is Mang. This has been Destiny Alpha, and I'll see you folks around.